Hi guys, I think I'm going to start with this quick workshop, and I'm very happy to be here presenting to you what we are doing at Groover, and basically take a step back on what is the trend today towards the self-release of your own music as an artist entrepreneur and what you can do. So I'm Romain, I'm co-founder of Groover, a platform that helps artists to promote their music and promote their work and act as an accelerator for their own success and their music release. So basically what we often say at Groover is that if you are not prepared to release your music by your own and you don't know the tips and everything, it often feels like sending a message in a bottle, because there are so many tracks being released every single day that you need to stand out from the crowd with a good promotion plan, a good strategy, and everything on your side to stand out from the crowd. I will be talking a bit more about like the dynamics of the current market in the music industry according to us, and what can be done in terms of promotion. So the first thing, and it's one of the most important thing, is that the volume of songs being released currently is higher than ever. There are 40,000 new songs released on Spotify every day, and 80% of those songs are actually never really listened to. So this is why there is a huge importance to be emerging as an artist in your promotion strategy, basically to stand out from the huge volume that is linked to the current dynamics. Because what we notice is that today it's easier to self-produce your music. With a lot of mix and mastering softwares and a good computer, you can produce a good sound. The kind of bedroom self-production is all the more actual in the current music ecosystem, because a lot of artists are releasing from their own room, from their own home studio. So it's kind of a new dynamics that kind of change the current market. Also, what we notice is that the distribution is kind of a new commodity as well, and makes the barriers to entry lower to the current market dynamics. With the TuneCore, Spin-Up, Amuse, a lot of distribution companies are working really well today. So basically anyone can sell his music online by working with this kind of digital distributors. So this is why at Groover we think that for the promotion strategy, they are kind of the must-do and the necessary extra mile. You need to focus a lot on your promotion as an artist, because if you want to self-release your music, it's kind of the key differentiator to be heard and to really exist as an artist. So what we say is that there is kind of a checklist in terms of promotion as an artist that you need to do. The first thing is probably the most important thing, is like the base of your promotion and of your development as an artist is really to pamper your core fan base. The idea is that if there is, let's say 10 or 100 or 1,000 people who really love your music, you need to be sure that they are the first on the news, that you can support them, that you can provide extra content. It's very important because they will be the kind of the ambassador of your sound, of your music, of what you are doing as an artist, of your vision as an artist, and it's very important. Also, one of the very important stuff, if you need to check self-release your music, that needs to be checked before, is that all content is ready, so that the music videos, the APK, the all admin stuff, if you need to be sure that you can collect your royalties, is really behind you before you're releasing your music. And you can learn a lot on the internet. There are a lot of content. I will be talking a bit more about that after, but there is a lot of guidance and a lot of tips on the internet to be sure that you have the best content before you're releasing your music, in terms of EPK, in terms of music videos, in terms of everything ready. And also, it's very important to be sure that you are active on the social media. It can be very important before the release to be ready to really communicate to the people that are following your accounts on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, just before the release. You know, some very very cool A&R that I know in the music industry once told me that if an artist thinks that social media is not a part of his job, is wrong. And I kind of agree with him on this part, because I think that it's kind of important to acknowledge as an artist, and all the more as an artist entrepreneur who wants to self-release his own music, that social media and the way you communicate about what you deliver as a vision as an artist is a part of your job, and it's not only about the music. So that's kind of the requirement checklist, as you can say. But what we often tell the artist is that you need to look for the extra mile. You need to connect with important people, music influencers, music people that can help you to expand the audience that you have. So you basically can look for coverage with blog channels, journalists, music pros, people who can share your music. With third-party playlists, so that's independent people with playlists that have an audience, that can help you to secure an uptake in stream when you are just releasing your music in the month following the release. So it's very important to be connected with those people, and I will guide you through it afterwards by talking to what we are doing at Groover and the tips that we can offer on that part. And also the radios are very important to reach new audience. I think there was a session at Upstart before by Warm, so I think you know a bit more about radio and the importance that it has on the emergence of a young artist. But I think it's very key to really look for the extra mile with those kind of people, reach them, connect to them, be sure that you have a kind of a positive acceleration with people that can help you to reach new audience. So that's the main part. On the promotion side, so the idea was to give you a bit more information on how Groover can help with the promotion, because it's easy to say you need to connect with music people, but actually it's tough, and that's why we created the solution. The whole idea of Groover is that we noticed that it's so tough to connect with music people that can help you basically to self-release your music and to stand out from the crowd, from the 40,000 new songs being released, that we created a platform where any artist or artist representative can send his music, his content to media, radios, bloggers, or music professionals, and be ensured to be listened to within the week, and often more, to get coverage, to get sharing, to get social media, to get playlist sharings. So every kind of coverage that can help you to progress as an artist and to progress in terms of audience, in terms of communication. So that's the whole concept of the platform. And the whole platform is built on the fact that it's kind of small transaction business model, so it's very transparent. So the idea is that it's really low price to connect with a music influencer. It's €2 per contact, and you can basically choose the people you want to reach. And if you don't get any feedback on your music within the week, you get refunded in the week to reconnect with another people, another partner, or another music professional that you want to reach. So it's very transparent, and it's a new innovative way to connect with music professionals that can be very helpful if you try to go for the extra mile instead of promotion. All the more, the idea of Groover is also that we are scouting really promising artists with the platform. We are detecting very cool artists that we want to push to bigger players in the music industry, so we can help to connect with Radio France, with TikTok, with people that can basically accelerate the success of an artist if the success is working well on the platform. So that's the whole idea, to be a platform that is both an intermediary but also an accelerator. So to dig more about the music pros, and because we were talking about coverage, we were talking about radios, the idea is that on the platform we have 700 active professional influencers, people who can basically give you feedback and increase your audience. So the whole idea is that it can help you a lot to connect with those people. We have three categories. We have media, we have record labels on the platform, and we also have coach like mentors, manager, or producer who can give you as an artist feedback and also a lot of instant new way to connect with people. What is the value of a music professional? Maybe I will answer that, Joachim, after the presentation during a Q&A session, but it's very good question, and we'll come back to that. So a bit of figures about Groover to give you some insight as well about the volume and how many artists we are helping. So we have 20,000 artists using the platform, and we have already 290,000 sendings of songs being sent on the platform. And one of the metrics that we are very proud of is that we have already 80,000 sharings and coverage opportunities that were made thanks to Groover on the platform. So that's very positive. Also, we are really, as we building the platform to really connect more efficiently artists and music professionals, we are really looking for an answer rate. So the answer rate is basically the percentage that the music influencer on the other side will answer to the artist within the week. That is very high. We have 85% answer rate within the week from the professionals using Groover. So that's the main value that we can give to the artist and the problem and answer to the problem of the self-release by providing them a solution where they will be answered and that they will not feel that they will send them music like a message from a bot. Okay, so to continue a bit more on the presentation, we also try to connect with a lot of partners in the artist services ecosystem and provide some tips to self-release your music. So a few tips and tools that you can note as an artist or as an artist representative that can be very powerful and that we recommend. We have like a blog on the Groover website. So I put the address just there. That is full of really precise and detailed tips about how to promote and release your own music. The idea is really to dig on this blog. You have a lot of stuff about like how to promote more efficiently, how to connect with playlister, how to connect with radio. Some stuff are really deeply linked to Groover, other are kind of more global in the way of you conceive your music and you conceive yourself as an artist, but you can really dig a lot of stuff in this blog. We are also partnering and working, and we know a lot of other services in the artist services ecosystem that are very interesting if you want to self-release your own music, and it's completely possible with this kind of stack as an artist, if you can say it. Because we say that you can basically for the distribution use a lot of distributors. There are, for instance, a free distributor that is Amuse, that is very new, very smart in the way they are dealing with distribution, and it's free, so it's a new proposition. If you want to do a mastering without a sound engineer, but directly with an artist services company and a tool, you can use Lender. For the promotion, you can use Groover, as I was mentioning. And basically also something that is important is that for the release, you need to be sure that you have the smart links and the pre-saved links that are the links that can help you to collect data and also to share a link that is not only linked to a precise, precise streaming platform, but can gather a lot of different streaming platforms. So I really recommend Feature FM as well if you want to do pre-save or smart links. It's a very powerful tool. And also I think there was a session about Warm, so maybe you heard about this, but if you want to tracking the radio airplays that you have as an artist to be, to know what's going on your music, the radios that you can maybe reach on other release, it's very important to kind of be data driven, because if you want to release your music by your own, it's important to do it with the kind of good knowledge in mind. And also a product that is more well-known, but that is very powerful is Spotify for Artists. You need to master well Spotify for Artists because you can track the stream, you can track the playlist that you've been sharing to that can provide you good streams. So it's very important to really dig into the metrics and to see, okay, I connect with this playlist, for instance, using Groover. I saw that this playlist bring a lot of stream. This one maybe a bit less. It can give you insights on the way you can do the promotion by yourself, and it's very, very powerful. And also the last thing that I wanted to talk during this workshop, it can be an open conversation after if you have some question, but something that is interesting when you talk about self-release, and it's basically to talk also about the positioning of the record label in this kind of new entrepreneur spirit of the artist journey. And basically, what I always say to the artists, and as an artist myself, there is basically three things to look for, according to me, for in the relationship with your label, with your record label. The first thing is that basically for the people, you can look for, basically my advice would be to look for the people, A&R or artist project manager. You can basically pitch your project better than yourself. It's very important to be sure that the people in the record label that you want to sign in are people who can like basically defend your project better than yourself, who can even provide value in the way you can describe yourself. And that's very important because they will be the intermediary between you and the streaming platforms and the people that can, and the radios and the people that can help you to emerge. So basically you need to see and to feel the enthusiasm of the people in the record label, to see that there is passion behind, and it's not all about the streams and all about the data. You need to be sure about that. Also, one thing that is very important with the relationship with your record label today is to be sure that there is some kind of expertise within the operational team in the label regarding the distribution and the promotion. That they know what they are doing, they know about third-party playlists, they know about playlist strategy, they know about how to distribute more efficiently. There's something that can be really different from one label to another. Maybe some label that can be some old-fashioned labels can sometimes miss some opportunities that can be interesting for you if you want to emerge on the streamings, on the digital platform. So my advice will be to be sure that the label that you want to sign with can provide this expertise and this intensity in the digital distribution and promotion. And finally, the last thing, but it's also an important thing, is to be sure that the label can have a budget that is, and an agenda regarding your music that is smart, that makes sense to you, and that is at the right stage for your music. It can be a huge boost to have a 10,000 euros budget or dollars budget for your music if you want to release something. It's sure. And my advice will be to be sure that it will be well allocated and that it's the perfect timing for you as an artist to kind of look for this maybe increase of marketing plans, increase of visibility thanks to some ads or maybe some higher budget and spending on the videos, and to be sure that you are in line with the record label on that spot. So it's very similar to some extent to the partnership that an entrepreneur has with the venture capital firms or the business angel. So the conclusion could be around that sometimes when you are an artist entrepreneur or when you want to self-release your music, it's very funny because you see the pattern between doing more with more money, with more velocity. But my advice would be to gather yourself with people that really love your music and could really be helpful, and also to be sure that you know about the tips, the different solutions and everything that can be helpful for you if you are doing it by your own. So maybe I will jump on and answer the two questions about Joachim, and if you have more questions, just feel free to ask more. So regarding the problem for the value for the music professional on Groover, so it's very important question. So yeah, you're completely right. I was maybe presenting more on the artist perspective, but yeah, the idea is that it can bring a lot of value for the music professional as well. And we have three core value proposition for music professional. The first one is that we centralize the whole submission process that they receive. So basically, if you put yourself in the shoes of I don't know, an indie blogger or a radio, you receive between 100 and 200 emails a day from artists. You don't have time to answer. And often it's very painful, to answer to this email, to this music submission flow. So on Groover, you basically have a dashboard with a kind of linked very playlist mode of listening. So it's very easy to use. So you can basically discover new stuff and new artists that can connect with you more efficiently. So the first thing is centralization of the music, submission process. The other value proposition that we have for the music professional is that they discover new stuff thanks to Groover. Now that we have 20,000 artists, that we have a place in the artist services ecosystem, we really think that as a music influencer, as a music professional, as a music bloggers, you can really discover new stuff that can be very good for you and for you and for your development as a music influencer. So basically, we are also developing internally a recommendation system that is very similar to what is working Spotify or Netflix, that is based both on the audio and the taste of the music professional, to be sure that you can create opportunities and discover things that match your taste and what you want. So that's the second value proposition. And the last one, Joachim, to answer to your question properly, is that every music professional has an incentive per feedback providing on the platform. So each time he's providing a feedback, he's earning half of the amount spent by the artist to reach them, whether you want to share the tune or not. So the most important stuff is that any music professional on the platform is keeping his full editorial independence. He can share what he wants to share, but each time he's providing a feedback that is basically an advice and a tip for an artist that can be very powerful in itself. The music professional is earning half of the amount, so €1 per feedback provided. So it's kind of an incentive that is very interesting as a side source of revenue stream for an influencer. So I would say that it will be the last value proposition. So the other question that you had, Joachim, was, can the artists give feedback to each other? Actually, that's something interesting, because maybe on the long run, it's something that we want to implement. At this time, we are more promotion focused, so the communication and the feedback is made from influencer to the artist and not between artists. Maybe on the long run, it's something that we can implement as a feature, as a new release on the product. But at this time, we really want to focus on the communication and the perfect communication between artists and music professionals that can help them reach their core fan base and new fan base more efficiently. But yeah, the communication between artists is something that we have in mind in the values of the company since the beginning. It's something very important. And what we are doing basically at Groover is that we are always doing some events between artists, some community events where artists are talking to each other. But the feedback is not a feature that we implement between artists. Also, sometimes it's true that music professionals are artists on the side. It's true that some managers are really close to the artist community, so they have this kind of artistic vibe. And also, I was mentioning, here I will give a step back on the presentation, but yeah, just here we have a category on the platform that you can reach that are the coaches, so the mentors, so people that can provide you feedback that are more linked to the production of the track and less to the promotion. So let's say that, for instance, you want to get feedback from someone who has like a more artistic view on the track and less a promotion view on the track, or less a record label or radio view on the track. You can basically connect with a manager, a producer, some artistic director, people that can provide you with feedback that could be similar to what an artist could provide you. So that will be my answer, Joachim. I don't know if anyone has another question on the self-release, the artist entrepreneur mindset, or everything around this topic. All right, if you are good with the question, maybe Aditya in the moderation panel, I will give it back to you. And Rodrigo, I saw your comment. I use Groover for my blog, and radio program is awesome. It's very cool to hear, and very happy to get this feedback, and I'm very happy that you use it on a strong basis, and that you have a positive feedback on it. It's always happy to hear positive feedback. Any more insight or question? All right, I think we are good. So I will leave it back to Aditya, the moderation panel, and Jason then. And thank you so much for this online session. It was a pleasure to present you everything we do at Groover and our current vision about how to emerge as an artist and to stand out from the crowd. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Bye.